bottle is, you won't believe the name of the perfume. I got myself another Marquise de Sade. This time from Untitled Chapter. This is a tester bottle. And I have two now. So I was super curious to experience how the rebellious and scandalous Untitled Chapter that make fragrances of all body parts, how they interpreted such a controversial historic figure. So their form, obviously it should be leather, because all of the kind of like the father of BDSM, right? All of these kind of sadist, twisted, seductive type of narrative cannot be even conceived without the leathery notes. But here I must say it's if Histoire de Parfums approach to Marquise de Sade and the leathery note in it is more gourmand and more like these kind of kitchen spices, here we get more musk and it's almost sour. It's kind of like oily, sour, leathery, smoky accord. It's more sharp, it's kind of more narrow almost. There's certain hidden sweetness to it, but it's very mild. It's kind of only is a supporting other accords rather than, you can't really call this gourmand by any means. I foresee that Marquise de Sade by Untitled Chapter will not be easy to wear. I'll tell you straight up. This is not an easy to wear perfume. But it's surely interesting. This is something to study, this is something to experience and see how it develops. Another Untitled Chapter perfume, I can't believe I don't already have it in my collection. My ever-going search for the perfect carnivorous type of lily scent has been going on forever. And the fact that I never considered buying Charon by Untitled Chapter to experience that kind of like decaying, fat, animalic lily, it's just, I'm kind of at loss how I miss this particular perfume, because it's all about exactly that. This is a bit swampy, very animalic lily scent. This is definitely for those who love lilies. If, let's say, Base Volée by Cartier is a very light, flowing, floral lily, something that almost anybody can wear, even people who don't necessarily like lilies in real life. Charon by Untitled Chapter is for those who adore lilies to the degree that they just can cover the walls with lilies and like fall asleep in that room and they'll be just fine. That's me, by the way. I love white lilies, just love them. The smell, the look, everything. And the meaning of oh my god, if you could read the brand's description of this one, oh my god. I just don't want to waste any more time because I've been going on forever, but just trust me. A few literature PhDs, I think, are definitely getting their gigs writing marketing releases for Untitled Chapter. So basically the meaning of this is the kind of the prey, I guess. And the criticism of Charon usually is that it's too animalic, that it's almost rotting. I don't really get that. But again, I need to wear it on the skin because a lot of fragrances do unimaginable things when you put them on your skin. But in terms of just the sheer profiling, this is a very fat, animalic, slightly wet, swampy type of lily scent. And this is like on fast track. This is on fast track to become the lily scent for me. But I need to wear it first. Okay, the next one I really want to show you. I got 2 sets by the brand that no longer exists, but I heard amazing things about them. This is Ades Divinestus, and a few of their sets were on very reasonable price on Fragrance by Canada. I immediately got them. The full-size bottles of Ades Divinestus can easily go for 170 or more. So the fact that I think I got each of these for, I can't remember, but I think under $60 for sure. All right, so the first one that I got it's a 1 refill in a set. I think they were just selling them one by one. And we get here Kapal Azur, which supposedly a salty, woody delightfulness. Oh, ooh. I can't tell whether I will like wearing it or not, but I can tell you one thing right from the first whiff. This is high quality stuff. It has depth, it has volume, it has complexity. You almost immediately feel there will be something to trace in this perfume through time and space. Yes, I do feel both kind of the salty mineral notes here and the woody notes. Kind of the same story vaguely comes to mind from Amouage Beach Hut. I would be curious to compare them at some point. Let me know if you're interested. Maybe I'll do it on Instagram just like with one post. It's faster than, hoping to record the whole video about it. But one thing for sure, Ades Divinestus make really good quality blending. I'm impressed. Man, it's such a pity they don't exist anymore. Oh, this is really great stuff. Okay, the next one is Polysandra Door. That's how it looks like. And here I get all 3. So I think I'll probably try to split the set on my Facebook page. So if you're curious, let me know first in the comments below, and then I'll make a posting for you, because this stuff is rare, expensive, and I think it makes sense to start from like a smaller size bottle. Polysandra Door, again, somewhat a wood centric story here. Is that true? I feel a bit intimidated to give you my first impressions. I feel like it deserves to be studied more and longer. In a similar way, I feel very apprehensive about reviewing fragrances of Frederic Malle. And similarly, at Ades Divinestus, this is just such monumentally complex, high-quality scents that I feel I would do them a disservice just by throwing like quick first impressions. But just to leave you with something, Polysandra Door is described as a fragrance with accords of ambrette, pink pepper, coriander, cinnamon, nutmeg, rare rosewood extract from Sri Lanka, Kapahu balsam, and patchouli extract, and Abraxan, Virginia cedar. Okay, I think I know what really gives me that strong and weird impression. Imagine an oily kind of patchouli that is mixed with herbaceous balsamic notes. I couldn't quite put my finger on it because like it's not green in terms of like, it doesn't remind me of any like herbs or salad or anything like that, but at the same time I wouldn't call it like a clone of Patchouli Noir by Histoire de Perfumes, because there I recognize patchouli way more clearly. Here in Polysandra Noir, it's just, oh, well, this one is tough. Like, oh my god, these fragrances are kind of up there, I must say. They caught me speechless, huh? And again, one thing I have to say, these two, the Kapal Azur and Polysandra Door, I think are truly unisex, at least in the artificial world of gender-based fragrances. Makes zero sense. Anyway, and they are not crowd pleasers. You might fall in love with them, but they are definitely for people who appreciate kind of like more of a French school of blending. They seem to be very substantial, you know what I mean? Like a lot of more classic French perfumery gives you that kind of effect that it has weight to it. It's so-called like hard luxury. So these two give me this type of impression. The style of blending and how they smell, it kind of to me is reminiscent of Frederic Malle and that kind of like substantiality to them, which for some people is worth every single penny, and to some people it seems a bit hard to wear. That's what I'm gonna leave it for now. All right, now I'm gonna show you a battery of L'Artisan Parfumeur fragrances, and you thought I had them all. No, there's more for me to buy. The one that I got, the first one, is a very cool looking white velvet box with like an enamelic print, and it's called Skin on Skin. It's also featured in my, it's going to be featured in my collection of powdery scents, because even though this kind of like hints that this is a skin-like musky fragrance with a certain interpretation of leathery notes added to it, to me Skin on Skin is first a bit dusty, powdery, soft suede. When it comes to leather versus suede, skin, musk, this, that, yeah, maybe, but to me powder kind of is a very prominent feature of this fragrance. So Skin on Skin to me is probably the most believable suede accord in niche. Another one that I got, I wanted it forever and I just couldn't quite find it for the reasonable price, and this is Let and Deuce. I hope I'm saying it correctly. I think one day of summer. Is that the correct translation? No. If any of you know French, please help me with the translation here. Let and Deuce. Let and Deuce has one of the coveted notes by me, and this is why I wanted it for so long. And this is Linden Blossom. Linden is a very popular tree and the kind of tree flower that people gather, dry, and use for all kinds of herbal treatments in Russia. And a lot of my summers I do, like in my childhood, I do associate with this smell, similar to chamomile and raspberry and blackcurrant. And I was really looking to a very ethereal, watercolory type of linden. And the linden can also smell, because a lot of bees love linden, so a lot of honey facets, how honey smells, has the same type of appearance as the pollen of linden. So to some people this smells honey-like. To me it's just the most delightful day in the summer. Oh, I love it so much. So basically here we get this sweet honey-like floral scent that is a little bit sharpened by dry grass hay. So I think it's called hay. And there's a few other facets there, here and there, just kind of sweetening and rounding the deal. I'm sure there's some kind of musk in there, maybe a few, like, I don't know, maybe fleur d'orange, maybe jasmine, I'm not sure, maybe rose, but you know, like this kind of like just general echo of sweet florals. But I think the most prominent impression that you get is this kind of like delightfully watercolory, pollen-like, honey-like sweetness with hay. Olivia Giacobetti, she is just unparalleled as a perfumer how to make such believable yet inspiring natural scents that are inspired by nature. Just unparalleled. Nobody can do it like she does. It's so good, especially if you have certain memories, associated with those components. Okay, and another L'Artisan Parfumeur was a bit of a risque purchase for me because I don't necessarily love the central note here. So here, L'Artisan Parfumeur plays with the accord of absinthe. And the bitter or herbal nature of absinthe here is very thoughtfully smoothed by very almost like gourmand type of sweet, soothing appearance. I was very concerned that the absinthe type of fragrance would be too aggressive and too bitter and too brutal for my personal taste to wear it. Fear not. This, and it's called Faux d'Absinthe. This particular take on absinthe is incredibly soft. It's almost like mixing Baileys with absinthe in a way. I like it. I'm surprised how much I like it. I got myself 50 ml and paid actually I think the same price for 50 here as I paid for 100 here. But I just really wanted to try it, and it's again, it has a bit of the kind of like risque factor, and the perfume maniac that I am, I always want to try those unusual things just for the sake of trying them. So I'm so relieved. I'm so relieved that it's not only has that twist, but it's also wearable. The smooth, almost creamy sweetness of it really makes it accessible, very accessible, and almost yummy. I've never thought of absinthe as something that can be characterized as yummy, but this can. Such a good blind buy. This is actually a repeat. I got 2 more sampler sets from the haute couture, the kind of the high-end boutique line of perfumes by Salvador Dali. Alberto Morillas signed this collection, and I have a set like this, and I already reviewed it on my channel if you're curious to see what is this line is about, what does it remind me of, and what do I like, what I don't like. So the review of the scents and whether they're worth the money, it's already there. I hope you enjoy watching it. But I was kind of circling around, should I purchase full-size bottles of 2 of them I really liked. I really liked Calice, and I really liked there's another one with like a rose-centric scent, and I just couldn't make my mind. And then I thought, this set you can buy for like roughly $6 on fragrancenet.com. And if you do so, and you buy like, let's say now I have 3, you get, I think each of them is 4 milliliters, so maybe, okay, let's say 3. So you get 12 milliliters, which is a very sizable like travel spray. For $15, you get 5 12 milliliter travel sprays, which is like plenty, more than enough to actually enjoy the full range in this line and eventually just get tired of them and move on. So in a way, I decided as long as I want to wear these perfumes and as long as they have the sample sets, I'll just keep buying those and just pour them into a larger spray bottle to wear. So I'm very excited that I now have quite a stash of Salvador Dali perfumes, because I consider their premier line to be very, very good stuff. More about that in the dedicated video. This is a blind buy out of greed. Yeah, this is sheer, pure, stupid greed. I got myself Tom Ford. I don't have many in my collection, and to be honest, I really appreciate what they do. I don't appreciate their pricing policy, and I'm not a big fan of the bottle design. There, I said it. But when they had an all-over body spray for like 30 something dollars, okay, let's say 40, I just caved in and I bought myself this huge, it looks like a deodorant really, but in a way it is. So it's a very different format. So it comes in the sealed like hairspray type of a bottle, and the one that I got is Tobacco Vanille. I know I'm probably the last person on earth to familiarize myself with this perfume, but every time I approach Tom Ford counter, or at least in the past, every time I did it, they were all good, but none of them were good enough considering the price. So this is just, I don't need it. I don't particularly, I'm not obsessed with this scent. I don't love it. I mean, it's fine. But I got it either way. It's just, I'm a little upset about it, because even though it was cheap for Tom Ford, even though it's a very popular scent, and probably I will have no problem regifting it if I need to. It's just stupid to buy a fragrance just because it's a famous brand and it is on sale. It is really the wrong way to explore the world of fragrances, and I would be the first one to say it, but yet the last one to do it. I don't like it, and I almost feel that the eau de parfum is much better quality than the spray. It just smells like burning plastic, burning sweet plastic. This is how it smells to me. So I don't know. The all-over body spray Tobacco and Vanille by Tom Ford, not the best first impression. I will force myself to wear it one day, because I have absolutely no desire after what I just experienced, but I will try. I'll try to give it a chance. We'll see. Don't get your hopes up that I'll become a Tom Ford kind of girl. And a super cheapie that I was dying to try, and I could never quite get my cart into that state where I could throw in another Chiara by Revlon. I heard so many great things about some of those like older cheapies that still to this day kind of hold a pretty basic good quality of what we think of wearable perfumes. So I got myself 100% strength, so it's a concentrated cologne spray, and Chiara is basically a affordable cousin of Coco by Chanel and similar type of perfumes. So it's resinous, ambery, smoky in a way, but like in a way of incense, maybe myrrh, incense, some animalic notes, and certain kind of like sweet aldehydes, like the Chanel number 5, Coco Chanel, like all of those kind of like old French perfume profile. This is what it has essentially. So if you really don't want to wear it every day, but at the same time you want to kind of like try to familiarize your skin with the classic French perfumery blending, you can just start from Chiara and see if you can make friends with Chiara. Probably investment into something a little bit more namesake brand like Chanel, or maybe an incredible history like Caron fragrances, and yada yada yada, right? Like you can add more bells and whistles as you go, but Chiara is a very great way to just kind of benchmark yourself. Like, is it even the kind of story you want to go into? And thankfully it costs probably like between $10 and $15 per bottle. Red Moscow also falls into that category. again, none of them are clones of each other, obviously, but I'm just saying about the olfactory family, like the direction. I'm kind of happy that I have it because I don't think I'll ever buy Chanel No. 5 or Coco Chanel. It's just that is not my story. But I swear, every once in a while, I just get this very like craving for like the old school French perfume type of scent. Now I have it, and it's like it's not gonna cost me anything to indulge in it every once in a while. And the last perfume, as they say, last but not least, is an incredibly beautiful bottle that I'm gonna show you here. This is a selective, or it's called Luxury Collection by Juliette Has a Gun. At this point, this is my second one, and I'm waiting for the third one in the mail. I'm not the biggest fan of Juliette Has a Gun perfumes. I spent a long time testing a lot of them and almost felt obliged to find a favorite. And eventually I settled on Mad Madame. But when it comes to their luxury collection, for whatever reason, it really fits me much better. I like a lot of options in that collection, and the one that I got for myself this time is Metal Shipper. I discovered my love for shipper fragrances. Look, it's a box in a box, no less. I discovered my love for shippers this spring. So I thought, okay, now I'm ready. Now that I can confidently say that I'm a wearer, you got it, I wear shippers, actually wear them, then I can, splurge on the bottle. It's very beautiful. I mean, they really try to show you that, that it was worth your money. We pull it out. I just love the design of these bottles, the chrome-like surfaces. Oh, it's so cool. Okay, so the Metal Shipper, as you can expect, has the basic characteristics of every shipper. That means somewhat citrusy, some kind of like bergamot, maybe citrusy opening with necessary base of either or patchouli with moss. But since Juliette Has a Gun is essentially a unapologetically contemporary perfume brand, they added their own twist to it. So this is Metal Shipper, which is inspired by the scent of copper. I never thought that copper had a scent, but I guess. I don't know. I'll need to think more about it. Right now, I feel mostly transparent, somewhat sour musk with patchouli. It's not too sour, it's not too bitter. It's fairly well leveled, but I can't quite say with what. So this is a truly contemporary scent. And since we're reinterpreting kind of what it means to express copper in a fragrance, I would need to probably study and live with it more to come up with the more descriptive allegory. But one thing I can tell you for sure, packaging is just... It's all metal, all rose gold, or I guess copper, imitating copper. Like it's all texture, this textured name, the chrome-like surface there. It's 10 out of 10, at least for packaging. All right, okay, that was it. I finally showed you absolutely everything I bought. This is the first time in a long while when I don't have any other boxes stashed anywhere, hoping to eventually I'll get to them and I'll tell you what I got. What a relief. I'm gonna put this all back into the shelf. I'm gonna cram it in because my shelves are now bursting with bottles. I will probably need another declutter. But I'm very, I'm very thankful and I'm very excited to start wearing all of these perfumes. Let me know if you are particularly interested in any notes that I mentioned or brand reviews. I usually don't do one fragrance reviews. I can, I guess, try to do something short, but I wonder what you think of the kind of the usefulness of them on YouTube. I know that a lot of fragrance reviewers do make them. Do you think it has its use? Do you watch one fragrance reviews? Do you think people can benefit by that kind of content? If yes, and if you really want me to make a particular review, a particular fragrance, we can work it out. We can make something work. I personally prefer a more kind of grouped reviews, either like favorite rose fragrances or review of a particular line or particular perfume house. Somehow, for me, it makes more sense because I almost never really research one perfume. I usually am seeking some kind of impression and note, an accord, you know, like as I said, I was looking for the most animalic, vicious lily scent. And I acquired like an army of lily scents, which again, probably well overdue to record a video for you. You just tell me what videos do you think are most pressing to make first. So that's how I perceive fragrances, and that's how I watch YouTube as a member of an audience. But I want to know, what do you guys think? What makes more sense in your viewpoint? I'll be waiting for your feedback. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon in the next video.